Hello, my name is Aaron Bulkey, and today I'm going to be showing you my position offset package for Java. This is available inside GitHub. There will be a link in the description for you to check out. This package was originally thought up because I was wanting to create glitch effects for my videos I'm working on in Java. And in order to do that, I need to be able to shake individual RGB values and offset them. And I could not find any way of doing that using just standard image buffers. So I've built this using the standard Java AWT API. This does not require Java effects for comparison's sake. We have a version with no offset. This version offsets the image by 256 pixels to the right and 128 negative, so we are going up 128. This version here uses just some random values for each RGB, each color channel, so that's why it's very glitchy and shaky in that version. And then this final version, just to show sort of the individual color channels a little better, just offsets the RGB X and Y values by 32. So it moves to the right 32 pixels and down 32 pixels, just the red channel though. This implementation does have method overloading, so if you do not add in individual color channel data, it will still work with just X and Y offsets for the entire image. That will just adjust the pixels and move the RGB channels the same direction, the same amount. The measurements are in pixels as of right now. I may add in percentages of the image at a later time. And they do have to be 8-bit per channel images, so as of right now, no 16 or 24-bit images. Here is just an example implementation. You have to load in a buffered image into the package. When you do, you also have to put in the X and Y offsets at minimum. You could add in individual RGB XY values as well. When those get put in, it will bring back out a outputted buffered image. Just need to export that as a JPEG. The only fancy thing about this implementation is the original time I built this, I used array lists to store the individual color channels while it was being moved around, and that was very memory intensive. I was using about 4K images to test it, and those were using, on the old implementation, using array lists. Those were using around 1.1 gigabytes of memory while it was running. That was the max memory usage. But the new implementation I have here uses buffered images, so it takes the red channel, turns that into a buffered image, the green channel turns that into a separate one, and the blue channel as well. And that saves a ton of memory. It now uses about, using the same images, it now only uses 345 megabytes as opposed to 1.1 gigabytes of max memory usage while running to do the offset. So about 1/3 or even less memory. So much better when it comes to memory usage. And it's a wee bit faster. Not really. It's about 2% faster, so negligible, but the memory's worth it. The manipulation of the buffered images, the individual color channels, is done through bitwise operations. So you will see the individual every 8 bits being ripped apart and replaced with the new amounts. And something that I've had questions about but never really been forced to find a solution to, but this time I did, is wrapping around an array. So for example, if you go 1 pixel beyond the width of the image, how do you loop it back around? How do you do that with an array? And the solution is a modulo. And I've had this question before, never thought of a solution because it really wasn't that important in the past, but this time I had to figure out one. And so using modulo to wrap back around the width and start at the beginning, or if it's a negative number, wrapping around and starting from the other side. This forced me to figure that out, and that is a very useful thing that I could think of a million ways I'm going to be using in the future. I will say also, kind of drives me crazy that there is no standard modulo in Java for negative numbers. There's no remainder in this. It's just the remainder. It's not the same implementation as like Python and all. So I knew about that, but hadn't really run into that as a problem before. So you learn something new every day. And that is my RGB offset package. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to help. And have a good one.